Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm on Avenue A, going to 10th Avenue. Today's a little better. It was cold last night. It was like 29, and my KLR died. Bad spark plug, messed up fuel line, all that stuff. I was just fixing the stuff on the side of the road, and it wasn't pretty. And I had to take the tank off, and temperature was dropping. And basically I had to do like a roadside surgery repair, and it's okay though. I finished the ring install that I was supposed to do, and I didn't have to tow the bike, which would have eaten all the cost of that job. Would have just eaten it up, because I'm an authorized ring installer. So I got a call from Ring about a couple weeks ago in reference to a project in the Bronx, and it took care of it. It was a good job. It was fairly simple. I mean, basically, the guy had bought a Ring Pro 2 door with hardwired only, not rechargeable battery, and his old doorbell he assumed was good. Well, when I got there, it was just one of those plastic wireless doorbells. On there. And basically the plastic doorbell, a wireless one, wasn't even hooked up to anything. It was just some wireless, like some crap thing you buy in the dollar store, you know. But he didn't realize that he thought maybe the old doorbell wire was good under there, but they had a new door put in, and there was no wire even there anymore, and I couldn't find it in the inside of the house, so I had to run a new wire. That was the only thing that got a little bit tricky, but I drilled through pretty simply. Went ahead and ran the wire. Mounted it, hooked it up, everything was good. No issue. So that worked out okay. But the hardwired doorbell can be a problem. Fucking dickhead taxi driver. They always want to close the gap off. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they just like want to close the gap on you every time. It never fails. I thought maybe he was turning, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know, he's turning to the right. I don't want to go scooting up alongside him. And then he freaking closes the gap on me. So it's typical, like that's what they do. I mean, I don't close the gap on anybody. If I see someone trying to fit through somewhere, I let them go through. You know, they're trying to fit through. I'm not trying to close the gap on anybody. that's a good way to get into an argument with someone. If you see someone might be in a hurry for something. They might be in a situation where they're going to lose a job, if they don't get there. If you see someone in a hurry like that, you best just let them move through, because there obviously is some reason. It might be a stupid reason, or it might be no reason at all. But I don't really have to worry about that. It is what it is. If someone's in a hurry like that and you close the gap on them, they're not going to be happy about it. Probably going to be really pissed off. So best bet is just to let them go through. That's how I usually handle it. But anyway, this ring install went pretty well. It wasn't something I have to go back on. I did the Ring doorbell and the security system. A couple of doors, some motion. Set up the Ring app for him for his Ring Pro door. Everything was golden. There was no issue. And I had to bring a power supply because obviously the Ring doorbell 2, the Pro, is meant to be used with an existing doorbell system, sort of like those old Bing Bong doorbells in your house. Little chime door. You got to look for that unit because that puts out 16 volts AC, and actually the amperage is quite high on those power supplies. It's like 40 volt amp, 30 volt amp. It's a beefy power supply. You need to put that in, so I had to get that power supply. I had to come back. So that was where that Ring install got a little tricky, because I came back again to bring that power supply, because it wasn't something that I could get right away like that. I had to, I don't know that I'm going to need those things. And I was just lucky because I was able to get the power supply and come back. It didn't eat too much time, but that would have been nice if I knew about it ahead of time, but he didn't know. The guy didn't know that his doorbell wasn't wired anymore, which I don't blame him. What is he going to do, go walking around? If he's going to go through the trouble of checking wiring for voltage and stuff, just go ahead and install it himself, because I don't blame him for that. That's not something you're going to expect the customer to do. You've got to make that determination. If you're asking people to run through those kind of motions, like, you may as well just ask them, hey man, why don't you just put it in yourself, and I get that. So that's why I wouldn't even bother to say, hey, I'm going to charge you for coming back, because you told me your doorbell was good and it's not. Yeah, I screwed up. I was supposed to go 10th Avenue and 26, so now I need to go down here. I went too far north. I was going so well, I didn't even realize what street I was on. What is this? 8th, okay. And I gotta go down to... Wow, I'm going all the way to 10th Avenue. That's pretty far. Yeah, so... those ring installs, they seem to be pretty good. TaskRabbit, I have not found to be good at all. I'm not happy with that at all. Geeks On Site, pretty good actually. Working as a subcontractor for Geeks On Site, I think it's pretty good. Sometimes you wonder how those cyclists, actually they scan intersections very, very carefully actually though, because I have my neighbor in the building is a cyclist and a motorcyclist, and he said when you're on the bicycle, the idea in the city is you just keep moving, like there's no stopping anything, and you scan intersections and blow through, do what you got to do. But he's like an expert at scanning an intersection, and then you just scan an intersection and you do your thing. They don't stop for lights or anything on cycles, so they look at an intersection, scan it real quick, and they're going through. And he said I don't do any blind spots. If I can't see something, I don't go, because he said I've had cases where I've realized, holy crap, like if I go through this, I'm done. Alright, so I fucked up. I went to 11th Avenue. I gotta go down the sidewalk. I just didn't want to do it with that guy with the dog. He looked like he would get super mad. Like the guy looked like he would freak. So, and I could be wrong. Some people freak when you go on the sidewalk, but I'm not about to go all the way around like that. Oh, I know this place, the Chelsea factory. I did the wiring for that place. It's a gallery. think I'll just stop right here. Fuck it. Alright. So whatever gremlins were going on with this KLR seems to be okay, because voltage is good, heated grips are good. What I do remember was these heated grips started flashing with a warning in battery saving mode when I was doing freaking 80 on the highway, so I was like, oh boy, that's not good. So I redid the wiring. Seems to be okay. Phone charger wire works fine, but when you would put this bike on, all lights on, and bam, when you hit this, everything would just die. So that would usually be like a main fuse, which I took out, and it wasn't the main fuse, and that scared the hell out of me, because I was like, oh boy, now I'm dealing with a compute, you know, the computer. Not that there's a computer, but you know, the module underneath here, the ECU. But that wasn't it. So